Well, good morning, 7K leaders this Saturday. Uh, leadership training. This is what leaders are to do. So I'm going to share with you kind of like with 5 years, and some of you've only been in less than a few months, some been less than a year, some couple of years, some a few even 5 years with us. But what should be your daily habits as a leader? Well, first thing, it doesn't matter if you're doing this full time, and I know many of you aren't putting a 40-hour work in if you're doing it full time, because you just don't do it. If you would, you'd get a bigger return. I promise you that. But what I'm going to speak to is those that are doing it, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 hours a week, part-time. But you need to treat this like big business. The key is you've got to have that mindset that you're treating it like $1 million business that you're running. You're the CEO of. You're at the top of your own company. It is a team, but it's your business to run. If you don't run it, no one else will. So you got to treat it like big business, no matter how much time you're applying to it. And there's some habits that you got to get into. Even if you just started this business, you want to get into these habits, even if you're doing it only 5 or 10 hours a week. And so I'm going to share with you some of the daily routines that you should be including into your business. And so we're going to have a little list of them. I've given all the little detailed trainings that you need, and we'll reference some of those here. But one of the first things that you should be doing is every single day, at least once, you should be checking your back office. You should log it, bring your center up, check your back office, and you go to profile. Well, of course, it comes up on the dashboard. So you're going to see your volume. You're going to see the number of acts. You're going to see a little summary of your volume of your business. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to profile. You're going to see your days of activity right there by your picture if you've got one. And if you don't have one, you should upload one and put it in there. And you can do that. Or an avatar. Put something there. Don't just leave a little silhouette there. And you're going to see your days of activity, you're going to see your loyalty points, and you're going to see your leadership points. And then you should scroll down too, and you should look and see if there's anyone in your genealogy in your holding tank. That's just a check you should make. The other thing you should do is you should look, and you're going to see in your membership, you're going to see your renewal date, your anniversary date. Okay. Now, there's a reason that you're going to look at this, because you're going to have it. You're going to know it in your head, what month you came in, what day you came in. That's important for all your group's renewals, because you initiated your business. People were placed under you on your bank side. And if they were placed under you, they came in after you, and they have a renewal. And renewals are going to be essential to maximizing your check and getting it done right. And so why are you checking your days of activity? Well, that it's that if you did something, it's going to set it 0. If you're 9 days active, it'll say you're 9 days. Well, you got what? Your 32 days to be active, to stay active. So if you're 9 days active, you've got 23 more days left before you need to either enroll someone or purchase an autosaver. Okay, so you got to do something to make you active again within that 32-day period. So you can continuously active, hold rank, and be eligible to earn a check. Okay, so that's why you do that. So that's real quick. It's just a couple of clicks. Next thing that you need to be doing is going to your Downline Explorer. Okay, so you can go to Downline Explorer. These are the things you're going to check daily now. Okay, and then I'm going to give you a weekly and a monthly. Okay, so you go in and you're going to go, and the first thing you always check every day is your personal sponsor. So you'll go in and click on that little question, who are my personal enrollees? And then you're going to click left and you're going to click right. So you're going to see that you got the number of personal. You get to see all their information real quick. I'll show you a screen. We'll do some of these after I tell you what they are. But you want to click on the inactive button so you see those people that you personally sponsored are inactive or may be going inactive, and it'll tell you. And so you've got to have the number. If you're in a bronze, you've got to have 3 personals on the left, 3 personals on the right. If you're silver, you got to have 5 that are active, got that green line on them. If you don't, then hey, you're not that rank anymore. You see your rank in profile too, by the way. Okay, so if you you'll have your homework that you need to do. If you see that you've got points that are above your rank, then you need to either buy a coin or get someone to become active that is inactive in your business. And I have trainings on that already, and for you to use and for you to search out if you don't know how to do it properly. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to look at those that you personally sponsored on your right and personally sponsored on your left. If you have rank, then let's say if you're a copper, you've got to have an associate on your left, associate on the right. But it's going to tell you if they're close to becoming inactive. Maybe they're active 31 days or 30 days. And you're in the middle of the week, well, they will become inactive if they're not on. You click on their name, a box will come up, and then you'll get to see their information. Last date they were active, if they're on autosaver or not. These are your daily checks to make sure there's no surprises in your business. Another thing that I do, and I encourage everyone to do, is at least sometime during that week and in the beginning of the week when you check in the daily, when a new payroll week is, you go in there when you got personals on you got the who are my personal sponsors, you click on the right side and you unclick inactive and you just have actives that you're looking at. Okay, then you'll go ask the question, who will be becoming inactive soon? Okay, and then it will show on that side in order of days. If they say 0 days to act inactive, that means that night at midnight they will become inactive. And if that's a person that controls rank for one of your ranked persons, then that's something that needs to be addressed. So there's trainings on how to handle that. But these are things that you need to be doing daily, is what I'm going about. And you need to be clicking on the left side. After you looked at the right side, just click over there on the left side. It's got that same question in there, and it'll show you that list. You can print that screen off if you want, give you a work list, or you can just jot down the name. Now, that's who's becoming inactive soon. Sometimes you may have to click on your direct line. If you see that they're in there, you'll have to click back to who are my personal sponsors, and you're going to click on your rank person that controls your rank for you. If you're a gold, then you got to have a silver on your left and a silver on your right. If you're a bronze, you got to have a copper and copper. So you'll click on that person and you'll do the same thing. Hopefully they're doing it, but if they're not, you need to be doing it because it's your business. But if we get everyone doing these daily habits, then the business will really take care of itself if everyone treats it like a big business, like it's a multi-million-dollar franchise that you have. And that's the way you should look at this, because that's the kind of return it can give you. Okay, so like on the day that your auto shipper is shipped. Now, I like to start it off at the beginning of the week. So, but these are daily things, so you want to do it daily. But in particular, you must do it on our auto ship day on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and the 26th. Today is one of those days. It's Saturday, and it's also payroll day. Okay. Now, payroll day means tonight, midnight, Mountain Standard Time, the computer accepts no more orders and doesn't post them. And then they do their last rank run, and then they do their commission run. Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to go into your downline report after this, like I did it this morning. And then I did it between our training sessions, my 10 o'clock training session. And I just did it before I got onto this training session. I went into Downline Explorer and I clicked inactives. So I want active and inactives to show. Then I went up to the question and I said, who is cycling soon? Oh, now I clicked on what you want to look is look on your pay side. Okay, remember you got a bank side. That's the one that has all the big points in it or has more points than the opposite side. That's your pay side. And so there you want to click on that side and you want inactives too. So you want actives and inactives there. And it's going to tell you the ones that are closest to that cycle check. Okay, and it's going to go down the list. And what you're looking for are people that are 450 points or over 500, and they don't have 1 and 1. They're not an associate. See, those are the ones that you work with. That's your work list. These are the ones that can even, if they haven't ever sponsored a person. And I gave a training on that just recently. Our person can buy a product for 2 years, not even quite 2 years, earn their first check, and everything's paid for. So the key is you go in there and this is your work list. You're looking at who is cycling this. And if you sponsored any of these people, you're going to see it when you see them on the sponsor. But you need to see everybody in your pay leg, because their sponsors may not be paying attention. This is your business. If you're the one that wants to make it turn big, then you're the leader of your group, and that's everybody on your left side and your right side. And so you make it happen. The other thing that we always check is who is renewing soon. Okay. And so you definitely want to do that at the beginning of the month, the last day of the last month. So like this is January, so December 31st, you want to capture the next 30 days because that's what the computer shows. It shows 30 days and you want it on your pay side. That's your important side. That's the one that you'll make printouts like I do. I'll print the screen and I'll have the list there, you see, of everybody, and I'll write notes on that list. Okay. Now, if this is for the month of January, not on mine, because I've got excess volume on both sides, but it's on my wife's center. And so it's on her pay side. I don't even look at the other side, but we coordinate with the leaders over there. They should be doing that if they want to help their people maximize their checks. So we do coordinate with them, make sure they're doing that on our bank side, but on your pay side is what you work. And you work it with your leaders. And it's better if you get 2 or 3 or more of you working with a person to to get their renewals done. Now, if you notice, I told you in a profile, you're going to check your own. Well, you know who you sponsor. Okay. The reason you do this is that all renewals are done automatically only on the first day after the month they were due on their anniversary date. Like for January, if you go and check right now, it's going to only show you the next 30 days. So it won't show you people who were due to renew January 1st, 2nd, 3rd through the 15th. They're already gone off that list, but they probably have not renewed. Now, what's going to happen if they're not contacted or not told this, the company will automatically renew them on February 1st, the day of the largest auto saver shipment day. And they normally even have a coin drop during that week. So it's the most points come in, and then all these bulk renewals come in. And what that means is these associates, and that's why if you're just an associate, this is important to you to learn how to manage. If you're just a copper, this is really important to you, but you really want your upline helping to look to this because you're kind of learn how to build your business, how to get the skills, attitudes, and technique. I understand. But if you really want to be a leader, you get in the daily habits that I'm talking about right now. And everybody copper and above, if you're not already doing this, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting your entire organization. You need to be checking this, and you need to take management responsibility of your multi-million-dollar business. Now, look, it's big business. Even if it took you 2 years to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, earned an income, got 1099 tax benefits, accumulated wealth, all the things I teach you about. And you made some checks here and there. But in the next 3 or 5 years, or 7 even, you developed an income because you got this huge group left and right. You didn't put them there. You were just you put a few people there. And you develop an income check of $500 or more a week for the rest of your life. That's big business. People work 40 years in their life and don't even get that kind of retirement check. 500 a week is 2,000 a month. My Social Security check is not that. And believe me, I maxed out Social Security. They stopped taking out Social Security before the first quarter. Oh, more than 12 years of my working career in the corporate world. That meant I didn't pay Social Security. They didn't hold Social Security check out of my check because I'd already maxed what I needed to pay in my withdrawal. So it's called a tax-free day. And most of the time I had it before the end of the first quarter. It was over with. And I don't draw that kind of Social Security check. 500 a week. I remember in 7K, when our income in 7K, my income exceeded my retirement check and Social Security. And it was in the first year, doing it part-time in retirement. So this is big business. Got to treat it like big business. Don't treat it like some little networking thing I'm in. If you do, that's kind of return you're going to get. And that's all you should expect. There's a little side income fund. And that's fine if that's all you want. So don't get frustrated that you're not making the big bucks because you're not doing what it takes. Daily habits of people doing the right things. And I'm teaching you the right things to do. And I'm giving you your work list now. Okay. So you want to check that, you want to print it out, you want to coordinate with those for renewals, because look, we're in January right now. Every renewal should happen either today, the ones that were from 1 to 15, and even if you can't see the list, you know who you sponsored, you know who they sponsored. You can go through your downline report and you can find them that way, okay, on your anniversary dates. But if you do it the way I teach, it makes it easy. You get your work list for the whole month, okay? And make sure you click active and inactive. You got to have both of them clicked, okay? Because you don't want to leave those out. Because I have a whole training on how to turn a person not buying an autosaver into a person at least buying an autosaver. I have a whole training on how to have a person that has got a big downline, got a big line. They got points coming up every month, but they're not on autosaver, but they got a downline they could have never built. How you go to them prior to their renewal, and you need to do that about 30 days before their renewal date comes up, because you need to start talking. They need to have information, and that's part of the follow-up program. So those of you hadn't been in a year, you see what work you need to learn how to do, because you need to be doing renewals and autosavers constantly as you build. This is just kind of like the little work habits that you need to put into, things you need to be doing every day. You need to you need to be coordinating with your leader, their sponsor, the same information. You need to make sure your leaders are doing these daily habits. What a successful 7K leader does. I'm going to share my screen real quick to show you, for those of you who have to see, have to have pictures in this. And let me go to a login. Let's log into my wife's. I need to check hers anyway. And so we're going to go to profile. First thing we're going to do is go to profile. Okay. And that's what I was saying. Okay, here's the membership. And we know our anniversary date. Now we can click on edit, and we can renew now anytime. And it won't change this anniversary date. If I renewed today, Pamela, if I needed 100, see, Pamela won't get the points, just like when you enroll, but I will get them because I sponsored her business. Okay. So if I needed 150 points tonight at midnight, heck, I could just go renew her a year in advance. And this would then read November 15th, 2023. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay. That's not bad. That helps me. Helps her. I got a free renewal because I got a $500 check. And I'm gonna just say I'm done. Get that out of my way so I can get back down to what we're doing here. And so that's why I was saying that's what you check. You also see that she's last active 7 days. That means she's active 7 days. So she's got 25 more days of activity left for 32 days. Okay. And then she'll have a grace period before she loses her points, but she becomes inactive. Okay. But it gives you a countdown in the Downline Explorer. And then we see what loyalty points that you have. And she has no leadership point. So all of her business is not going, there's nothing going to roll over in commission points. And I've got trainings on. I go down and I look in the genealogy and the holding tank. There's nothing there. Okay. And we know she's going to automatically place everything on her right side. Because why? Because her bank side is her left side. Okay. So we're looking at her this week. And so she isn't going to max out her silver check this week. Okay, so me, I max mine out, every week. I got excess points. But so that's why we work on Pamela's right side now. Okay, and I support everything else, but she's got her bank side now is her left side. Why? Because Wayne and his group are on that side, and other leaders in our original group that we came up. So we know what her volume is. Now they probably know. I see they've already added some more, so they may be still shipping some of the products out. They'll have that completed today. We'll have a final run on that. Okay, so we'll know if we want to take this to 2,500. If I want to do that, otherwise she'll get a $2,000 check. I'll get my $7,000 check, and then so we are in control. Do we want to make this 2,500 with people we're working with? So this is an example of what you should be doing with your leaders. Okay, then we go to the downline, and we ask those questions that I was talking about. Okay, and what we're going to do, it takes a little time to load it up. Of course, even with Pamela's, mine takes quite a bit. That's why we're not going to mine. Okay, so we're going to click on active and inactive because we want both. Okay, and so it takes a while to bring them up too, because you got to get them both. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer the question, maybe to help. And I'm going to only look. There you go. Got active and inactive. I'm going to say, I'm going to look on the right side only right now. And I'm going to say, who are my personals? Okay, I see my personals. I see what we need to work on real quick. But the one I want to show you is who is going to become inactive soon. Okay, and that gives us this list. Now, I'm already talking with these people, every one of them, because I saw this coming. The only one that's going to come inactive tonight at midnight is Charles Haven. And look, he now has a possibility of losing all these points. Okay, now I'm not talking to him, but I will be talking to his sponsors and his sponsor, because he will start a countdown to losing these points after midnight tonight. And he is already inactive. Oh, so it turned him inactive right now. The computer did. So it's 0 days. He is inactive. So he will not collect any points from here on out. Okay. Then we're going to ask who is cycling soon. This is the one I really want to show you, because this is the one that I gave a training on, and specifically for this. But you start looking across the border, and you're looking for the ones that are 500 points, 500 points. Okay, but they got an active and an active and active. They're all going to earn a check. Here's where we go. This one, $4.95, Renee Shelley. Okay, she's going to cycle and not get a check because she doesn't have an active on left and right. And then that's where we check, does she actually have someone sponsored, but they're just inactive? If not, she can get her business family pack with the training I have about this specific subject just recently. And the same thing with Trish, same thing with Susanna, same thing with Scott. Now I'm talking to Scott, uh, Benita. And so we just go down the list, and this, look at our work list goes way down to right there. Because see, if Barbara sponsors a person on the left and a right, that'll give her 500 points. She'll get a $500 check, even if she had to sponsor her spouse, her daughter, her daddy, her mama, her daddy. It doesn't matter. Even if she paid for them, she makes a check and she gets her business family back for free. So that's why you check these things daily, okay? And that's what we want to do. That's why you have a work list, a habit list, to treat it like big business. Now, why is this? Because if you don't treat it like big business, it's not going to give you that big business return. And then you're not going to duplicate. People are going to duplicate what you do. And that's why you have to meet once a week. That's why you have to have a meeting with your leaders at least, or the committed people, even if it's through Zoom. But it's better if you have personal meetings, if you can. Now, location sometimes prevents that from happening. That's why I created my system. My system is nothing more than making commitments to one another, understand and learning to understand. You don't have to have special, you don't have to have a PhD degree. You don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to have an MBA. You don't have to have an engineering degree. You don't have to have anything, because you learn everything you need here. And the things you need to do, they're really simple, but you got to master them. And you can only master them by doing them over and over again and failing a lot in the beginning until you actually start getting them and how to do them. And you may be like the Bruce Harris, the Idaho potato truck driver, who could make a lot more money than he does. But many people are self-actualized and have an income greater than they ever made and just kind of enjoying life. Well, that can happen with everyone. What your desires, ambitions are, those are developed by you. And everybody may not have the same. See, Danon Nelson has probably the biggest tracking center in the whole company, because I and my entire group are on her left side, and Diane Graver is on her right side, and she had nothing to do with sponsoring either one of us. And I'll guarantee you she could be making much more than a presidential goal every single week. In fact, they'd probably have to make a double presidential goal, and she could still make that if she had the desire to build it. But maybe she's happy with, 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week every week, and then just enjoying life. But she worked hard in the beginning, and those people led to people who led to people who led to people. That was okay. Or people were placed under her like I was. Okay. And every one of you have that same opportunity. This company is so young and growing. And so the principle that I want you to remember as you communicate is that you're getting partners to understand, and you can't beat it in their head. I have people still that I can't get them to understand. They're not paying. They're working in a job, but they really just can't get it through their head. They're not paying anything for the product, that they're just trading, paying taxes to the government by turning personal expenses into business expense, lowers their taxable income so that now that buys their autosaver every month in their membership. And so they can do that for 2 years, accumulate wealth, and a business is being built underneath them that they could have never built. And then if they do put time in to learn skills, attitudes, and techniques, then they can maybe in 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 years. Well, what if it took you a whole 10 years before you develop $500 every week? Wow. Like I just told you, people work more than 40 years and they don't get that. So see, these statements are statements that you use with other people. You're accumulating wealth using 1099 tax benefits to pay for it in the process, developing a secondary stream of income, a plan B, because everybody needs a plan B, while you're working on developing a residual income for the rest of your life. And even if it's just 500 a week, but it could be as high as 12,500 a week. But that depends on you. If you're doing the daily habits of success and then teaching those to others. Thank you and good luck. See you on the beaches of the world.